Good evening, and thank you for joining us. My name's Faraday Hosenipur, and I am very excited to share information with you that's been life-changing for me and my husband and my team in the last 18 months. It allowed us to go from virtual MLM losers after being out of the industry for 10 years to some of the highest earning MLM earners in the world, which is like kind of crazy. But what's even more crazy is that 6 of our team members have also achieved this kind of phenomenal success, $1 million earnings, coming from pretty, I would guess, humble MLM beginnings, origins, or not a whole lot of success, in other words. So I think that you will be very excited when you hear how so many average people, just like yourself, that maybe have worked extremely hard at other programs. I mean, I know I have, and not gotten anywhere, and then had this incredible, I would say, ride of a lifetime. Now, this kind of happening does not happen often, if ever. I mean, how many companies do you know of in the MLM industry that created 6 millionaires in the first year? I bet you can't even think of one, except for the one you're going to hear about tonight. So, in my humble opinion, the reason that has been possible is that we are involved with 6 very exciting areas that are growing at exponential pace. 5 of them are totally exclusive to network marketing, which means never been done before in network marketing. No competition, and growing at astronomical pace. And one of them has been done. It's actually the biggest industry on earth, which is the travel industry, $8 to $10 trillion industry, but we are doing something totally different that's never been done in network marketing history, or really travel history. That's correct. Not anywhere in the travel industry are you going to hear about what we are doing, which is essentially offering travel at cost. But before I get ahead of myself, let me explain very quickly about the 5 different exciting, dynamic, global entertainment areas that we're involved with. First of all, do you think maybe social media is hot? Social media is a $300 billion industry. And everybody who is anybody needs to be involved or get left behind. Are you on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube? I'll bet you that you are. But do they pay you? I bet that they don't. Well, don't you think that it's about time that they did? Well, we've got a product. It is called the G1e Touch. That is very much like Facebook, which means you're going to enjoy it just as much as Facebook. But imagine a Facebook with many, many more features, like live conferencing with up to 10 people around the world at one time, group chats, being able to blog on the platform, exchange files and screen shares, and be able to bring all of your social media into one convenient place so that you can literally, at the click of a button, boom, click a button, it goes out to 100 social media at the same time. Talk about time savings. So that is one exciting area that we're involved with. Now, we're also involved with online games. Online games, it's all about fun. This is an area that is an $85 billion industry, and it's projected to go $135 billion. Now, have you ever played an online game? Facebook does $9 billion a year in online games. Have you ever played, what is that birds game? That I always hear about this Oh, my husband, he's calling at me Angry Birds. I haven't, but they're phenomenal. People love games. I know because I go home and my mom will not ever get off the computer playing these games. Let me ask you an important question. Do they pay you? And my guess is absolutely not. So we've got an online games environment, fun, fun, fun. But when you send customers to play games, you get paid. We get paid when other people play. Now, how cool is that? Now, we've got a couple international products that are exclusively for the international markets. But they are the fastest growing segments on the internet. They are online gaming and online sports book betting. So imagine, if you will, an online casino environment. Now, this is a $50 billion industry and projected to be $150 billion soon. And everybody can just go to their computer and they see the beautiful dealers, just like being in a real live casino. And they're spinning that roulette wheel, they're shuffling those cards, they're taking your bets, and it's fun and it's exciting. And these are products where if you are international, you can send customers to. They can have fun, and on top of that, you get paid when other people play. Now, how cool is that? The same thing with the online sports book betting. Now, that is an international product. However, you know, we're one country. There's 200 different countries that we are involved with. So somebody simply has to change their buying habits from one platform to another. And our platform is beautiful. It's got every single game you can imagine, or I mean, every single bet imaginable, whether it's basketball, whether it's college football, whether it is hockey, whether it is soccer. People can go there and they simply do what they already do, which is bet on their favorite sports teams. Only, in this case, you get paid. And that is on customers or distributors, whoever plays. As a matter of fact, one of the things very unique about our company is you actually get paid on customers playing any one of our products, any one of our games. That includes the casino, the sports book, and then finally, and very exciting, Lee, is our fantasy sports. Now, fantasy sports is a $70 billion industry. Now, I had not heard of fantasy sports. Maybe I was like sleeping under a rock. But when our company introduced it, I got hooked because it was easy, it was fun, and I was winning money. I actually won first place one weekend, $2,500. And I had never watched football pretty much a day in my life. I didn't know one player from the other. I ended up finishing the football season winning $3,500. And this is totally independent of the comp plan. So imagine a fun, exciting platform that's growing at the kind of pace that fantasy sports is, and your customer can win money, and then you get paid on every game played. And you're going to hear a very exciting story from one of the gentlemen on our panel whose team actually won 14,000 customers and distributors out of the fantasy football season. So finally, I want to talk to you about our newest product, which is travel. Now, I said we had something different than anybody else. Now, do you like to travel? I know I do, but sometimes those expensive hotel prices, you know, made me like kind of hesitate, you know, because I'm always trying to look for a deal. Now, aren't you? Don't you like to have the very best price at any hotel you stay at? Where do you usually go? Do you go to Trivago? Do you go to Priceline? Do you go to Expedia? Those are usually the first places I would look to get the, And usually you would find maybe Priceline would have the best price. Not anymore. We undercut the competition usually by 20 to 40%. And how is that possible, you might ask? Because we are actually positioning ourselves as like the Costco of travel. We are offering you the product travel at cost. Nobody does that. Now, believe me, nobody does that. So you're going to get something that nobody else can get, and you can offer that to others to get them excited about this travel club. Now, what kind of value is that when you can offer a product that saves people money, sometimes $30, $40, $50, $60 a night at name brand hotels like Hyatt or Hylton all around the world? Plus, we have incredible dream escapes where for the very best possible price, we've got 5-star resorts. We've got all-inclusive trips for 2 people. We undercut every MLM travel company by far, and we pay the most generous commissions on these dream escapes. So not only is it a great deal for your customers, but you get paid very generously on top of that. Now, you might be thinking, I've covered an awful lot of products. The beautiful thing about our company is, you can actually pick and choose. If you are very excited about fantasy sports, you can focus on fantasy sports. If you want to focus on travel, which is actually so broad and so universal that you can actually ask any single person that you talk to, how would you like to save $30 a night next time you stay at a Hyatt? Well, we have got the solution for you. It's a no-brainer. Everybody wants to save money. Everybody wants to travel the world and be able to travel like a millionaire, but on the price of a pauper. And that's what we can offer. So the opportunity is incredible. It's very affordable for anybody on any budget. You can get started with us. But with the commission structure that we offer, which actually pays out 65 cents on a dollar. Now, you maybe you're not familiar with generally what comp plans in this industry pay, but a typical product company, and that means like skincare or nutrition, actually only pays 45, 50, 55 max on the BV, not on the actual dollar. So what you need to know about our comp plan, and maybe the reason so many people have made significant money, and I mean, we actually had 50 people on our team in the first year earn over 6 figures. That is incredible. Part of the reason is a very generous comp plan. Now, on top of this, we have a very solid leadership team. We have owners that have been in this industry for 25 years and have successfully built other programs, other companies to 100 million in sales. So on top of a great comp plan, on top of great products, we've got great leadership behind us. All of the elements that you need to make a solid decision for a business opportunity. So without further ado, I'd like to go to a couple panelists on the line with me. The first one I mentioned, the rocket scientist whose team single-handedly took out $14,000 in fantasy sports. And Glenn, maybe you can speak to your success with the fantasy sports as well as the exciting stories you have with the travel.
Sure. Thank you for that introduction, Faraday. Well, in fantasy sports, as she mentioned, our team here in Northern Virginia won about $14,000 in the big fantasy football games, and that was only a partial year. We're really excited about the upcoming season, which will probably start in September with the new football season. So not only did myself and some downline business owners in my group win first prize, we had customers winning major prizes, placing in the big games. Now we've turned our attention to fantasy basketball. We haven't quite hit our stride yet. The strategy is a bit different. There are daily basketball games. There's over 60 actually types of contests ranging from $1 to get in to $100. Those are head-to-head, like a one-on-one with one of your friends, small leagues of 10 players, larger leagues of 20, and then totally open contests where the number of players is unlimited. Those obviously bring in more money, and the first prize, second prize, number of prizes, they're actually for bigger money. So there are a number of games you can get in. These are daily games. Now our website has made it easier to play with a drop-down menu where you can pick your players for games up through the next 14 days. So that overcomes one challenge, and just having time daily to go in and make your picks. The other challenge to that is you need to stay up on the injury reports. For example, this past week I had a couple of players that I had picked early on that ended up not playing. So still takes a little bit of time, but it's still very enjoyable. Now, another aspect of fantasy sports is we now have stock car racing, NASCAR. And I never quite followed NASCAR very much, but as an engineer, it's very appealing. As a system engineer, you have the amalgamation of human factors, with the driver. You have the track, the banking angles of the track. You have the performance of the engine. You have the very demanding specifications that NASCAR puts on the cars. So as an engineering problem, a total engineering problem, it's very interesting. So we're working on developing winning strategies for that. Fantasy stock car racing in our league is as different from fantasy basketball as fantasy basketball is from our football, in that there are weekly games, but the games involve races over 3 weeks. So this coming weekend, the winner of that game will be determined by the next 2 following weekends after that. So it takes a while, and it's going to keep people engaged in looking at the races, learning who the drivers are. Moving on to travel, the savings in travel are real.
Hey, Glenn, let me interject and ask you a question for our audience. So you've got a lot of distributors and customers playing the fantasy sports, the NASCAR, the basketball, the football. Now, you are earning not only on the distributors, but on actual customers, people that just love playing fantasy sports, BV on every single game. Is that correct?
That's correct. I've actually cycled multiple times, strictly based on the fantasy sports play, and probably in the next week I'll cycle again, depending on how many players play this weekend and maybe next weekend. So definitely, whether I win or not, I'm still making money, and my downline team is still making money off the play, their own play, plus those that they bring in. Does that cover your question?
Yes, that is very, very exciting, Glenn. Customers as well as distributors just playing. Perfect. Yes, and please, now you can go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you.
Well, with regard to travel, the savings are real. Not only have we had cases where downline distributors have been able to save their friends significant money on a round-trip airfare, over $270 now on a round-trip ticket from Washington Dulles to Manila. But we've had people able to book hotel reservations through our hotel discount engine. And I'm developing a program across my team where we're going for not only personal travel but corporate and business travel, also targeting some of the government contractors, particularly in this area. Spot checks I've made show that we can definitely beat the maximum allowed lodging rate allowed by the Joint Travel Regulation, which defense and other government contractors have to meet. So that's very exciting. We're also looking at group travel for conventions and conferences. Now, those rates sometimes are hard to beat because the conferences I've been involved in negotiate some pretty good room rates, when they're going to bring several hundred people in for an event. But we've had a case, at least one case, in an overseas conference in Prague, Czech Republic, where our rate is $30 over the hotel conference rate. So that's pretty exciting in itself. I guess the last thing I'll close with the stock car racing, that gives me the opportunity to relate a story my brother used to tell. It's regarding Emerson Fittipaldi, the Brazilian race car driver. Now, he wasn't a stock car guy. He was an Indy guy. He won the Indianapolis twice and a couple other major races more than once. My brother said that with the right vehicle, you could beat Emerson Fittipaldi in a race. What you do is you put him in a riding lawnmower and you put yourself in a souped-up car, Ferrari or one of the faster stock cars, and you can beat Emerson Fittipaldi every time. Well, this platform, this vehicle that we have, is the souped-up platform, the souped-up vehicle for doing network marketing. It's one of the keys to success. The other success key is having a team and some great mentors as we have in this business. With that, I'll turn it back to you, Faraday.
Thank you. And I love that analogy, and it fits perfectly. We're like the Ferrari of travel. So I love it. And next, I'd like to go to a gentleman from humble beginnings, high school dropout, but has been a seven-figure earner with this company. And Dave, I don't know which product you like best, but I know you're pretty excited about everything and the new travel. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks so much, Faraday. It's pretty easy to get excited, actually, about all of our products. I mean, just take a guy like Glenn and look at his background and look at this thing and how he analyzes it all for you. And then look at somebody like me that just gets excited about certain things and just gets excited. So it basically shows you anybody can get excited about what we have. What we have here is what the world is excited about, not what you and I, Faraday and Glenn, tell everybody they should get excited about. Google tells you that these are the hottest trends to be involved with. And our products are just electrifying. I mean, everything. I've been sitting here multitasking to find out if I can get us into the Irish all want to bet on this big horse race that's coming up on our sportsbook page for people abroad. We've got our online casino going crazy overseas. In our career group right now, I've got, our travel, our fantasy sports is off the charts. That's something we can do abroad here. That's exciting. And if you haven't done any homework on the fantasy sports, Google it, find out, and then understand why we're excited here. And travel, it's just a no-brainer, guys. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm all about what can I save, okay? What can I save? I don't care how much money I make. I don't care where I am or whatever. I don't know about you, but I always look for the best value I can get, the best price, and to get all the perks. And I get all of that and above with G1e Travel. I'm real excited about using up all the stuff that's coming with that on top of it. You know, Farrah and myself will be traveling the world, you know, like a rock star at a peanut of the price. Now, we will be going first class. Farrah always laughs at me, but there's a big difference, and I love that. But I love saving money. And whoever got you here tonight, however you got here, pay close attention to what has been shared here with you, because don't take it lightly. Hit the Getting Started link down below. Get yourself positioned and get back with us. Get back with anybody that gets you here. And they'll get us tied in. We'll get you the information that you need. It's unbelievable what's happening here. I want to leave you with this tonight. Think about this. Wherever you are, in the last room that you ever checked in, how would you like to have known you could have probably saved 20, 30, 40, you know, 50 bucks? Some people are getting 100. Depends on the hotel you go to. How would you like to know that if you could have had access to that and you didn't act? Think about it, because if you don't ask, you won't receive. And by the way, get in our fantasy sports. The basketball's off the charts. And as Glenn laid out, it's all scientific when it comes to the NASCAR, which is off on its second week, off and running hot. With that, back to you, Faraday. We're excited here, obviously, with G1e. It's off the charts, and we look forward to having you each join us. Thanks to you. Back to you.
And thank you, Dave. Most of all, I'd like to thank you for listening in tonight, because you've just seen an opportunity that could very likely change your life in 2015, because it has for us and our team members. So why not you, with these fast-growing, exciting industries? And maybe you're hearing us tell you about these incredible savings in travel. Maybe you're like a little bit skeptical, like I was. I was like, oh, really? That's just the pitch. Get back with the person that introduced you to this video. They can pull up a screen share. They can pull up Trivago, put it side to side with our travel search engine. You're going to be blown away, because honestly, the savings are so incredible. We've got every element for you to be incredibly successful. So it's really just up to you what you decide to do with it. Now, don't be like I have been so many times before, I admit it, where I just sat back on opportunity, and actually opportunity just passed me by. 6 months later, I was like, how did I miss that? All these people are making so much money, and I missed it. I was presented it, and I missed it. You're never going to get a better opportunity to be in front of 6 of the fastest growing global opportunities in the world. It's been written up, and doing different, and no competition. This is literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And don't worry about knowing everything day one. We are all here as a team to help you, to teach you, to support you, and arm you to be incredibly successful. So get back to that person that introduced you to this video, or if you see a Get Started button below, just get started. Don't wait, because timing is everything, and timing is money. And yes, we didn't go into details of the comp plan, but it does make a difference how quickly you decide. And the spoils go to the first, or something like that. Anyway, we're really happy that you joined us. We look forward to working with you. And please join us on Thursday on our very next Hangout. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.